Hey now YouTube, Haul here again. We are going to do a review, an unboxing, and an install of the Sonos 5.1 surround sound system. I am so pumped to get into these. I've wanted a Sonos surround sound system for a super long time. They've always been on my radar. I hear they're the best, the quality is the best. I like that everything is wireless. I like that you can keep adding speakers onto the system. There's a whole lot of features that I think put Sonos above most other surround sound systems, especially if you would like having speakers in other parts of the house. It all ties into the same system and it works with Alexa, which is awesome. So we're going to do the unboxing. We're going to go through each of the base, the main station that goes the sound bar underneath the TV, and then the two rear speakers as well. Kind of get those hooked up, figure out the app, get everything synced together, and then I'll give you a review of how the sound works, how it sounds overall, the app, the ease of use, the ease of setup. Kind of walk through everything on this unboxing setup and review. So let's roll the intro and get into it. All right, YouTube, the first thing we're going to open up here is the play bar. This thing's actually surprisingly pretty heavy. Let's go ahead and open this and see what we got. Make sure I don't spill anything. I'll roll this over. All right, boxes are really awesome, actually. Nice styrofoam, as you can see, in each corner is holding the play bar in. Styrofoam in the middle too. Very well packaged. Get this one off on here. Yeah, that's really nice. Looks like we've got the instructions here. Probably the plug. Let's pull this out. Ooh, that's heavy. Alright, cool. Let's set this down on the ground. So very carefully wrapped here. It's in like a cloth. It's almost like a really, really soft t-shirt material. So that's kind of nice. The taped ends are kind of annoying. Oh my god, I don't want to tear it. Just in case I gotta ever move it or pack it up again. Really would like to keep this, but alright. Just gonna slide it out. Alright. So, this is what it looks like. This is the Sonos play bar. I'm assuming it needs to be flipped around because of the lettering. Yeah, it's definitely heavy. It's certainly not light. I do have a mount for it already underneath the TV, so we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, do you get it? Sonos, it can be either way, so upside down and right side up is the same. That's kind of cool. Alright, so there is the mounting plates back here. I gotta see how it slots right on there. I think I can pull those screws out a little bit and it should fit right on there, so that's good. But yeah, looks really, really, really nice. Holy smokes. And it has got some weight to it, so that's really cool. Alright, so that's the play bar. Got that first out of the box. The next thing we'll take a look at is the subwoofer. All right, YouTube, the next thing we're going to open up is the sub. It's just called sub. So we'll go ahead and cut this tape and see what it looks like. All right, right off the box at the top here it says 35 pounds and it says lift through the center. So the center should be open and it's telling you to grab with that. Right off the top is you have instruction, quick start guide, sitting right on the top of the styrofoam. more black styrofoam. Really nice stuff. Power cord right on the top as well. We'll keep that stuff together. We have some, it looks like felt feet. Must be for the bottom or the base. Must have little pegs there for the floor. We have a microfiber cloth, probably for cleaning. Keep the fingerprints off of it. That's cool. And this looks like a styrofoam bracket, so take that, put that down here. Other one down here. All right, so told me that lift from the, this could be a little difficult. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the ground and then lift it out of that. Definitely 35 pounds. For how small this thing is, it is packing a lot of weight. Looks like nothing else on the box, so we'll take this terry cloth off again. Woo-wee! Look at that. That is pretty slick. Let's pull that out of there. Put the cloth in, so both sides look exactly the same. But that is pretty slick looking. You see the speakers on the inside. Looks like a sensor there. Trying to see where the power. Power underneath. Yeah, power goes in the bottom. You can see it there. You can see the little pegs, so I can see why they give you the cloth. My fingers are already all over this thing. Oh my gosh. It's like keeping black appliances clean. So that's gonna be rough. All right, cool. So that is the subwoofer. I'm gonna go ahead and set that over in the spot where I'm looking to put it. And we'll move on to the, we'll open up one of the rear speakers. We don't have to do both because they're exactly the same, but that is the subwoofer. All right, let me move on to the rear ones. All right, YouTube, let's open the one of the rear speakers here. Like I said, we'll only do one since they're both identical. We don't have to dig into both. Get that open there. Come on. Of course I ripped the box. Like always. All right, opening this up. Nice packaging once again. I couldn't show you the, I could have took the camera, I guess, and lifted that up, but the subwoofer packaging was, all the packaging has been really nice. So it looks like a quick start guide right off the bat here. Need help. So just like the rest of them, they start off the top with that. Cool. So instead of the styrofoam, they put these kind of in this, this hard paper. Once again, using the terry cloth to make sure everything is very well packaged. Let's open that up. Alright, so right off the bat here on the top, you can see it probably has next or player pause. These may be skips. I'm not sure what they are yet. And then looks like the speaker maybe to talk for a microphone, possibly. Let me pull this up. So all of them do have an Ethernet port on the back. The subwoofer and the play bar also had that. I'm assuming this is just the power on button. And then the power cord or power insert on the bottom. Also super heavy, really sturdy, holy smokes. All of these on, they have the nice rubber notches on the bottom as well, so that you don't have any slipping. I did not get any wall mounts or standing mounts for these rear speakers yet. I looked at a couple different options on Amazon. I haven't found anything I'm totally sold on yet. I don't know if I'm gonna attach them to the walls or if I'm gonna put them on stands so I could potentially take them outside if the weather's nice. Because these do have, they are wireless besides just having to plug the power in. They will connect outside, which would be really great. So I think I'm gonna probably put them on mobile stands. They sit, I don't know, 3 to 4 feet high. There's a couple on Amazon that I've been looking at, but I have not pulled the trigger on any of those yet, just because I'm not sure what I want to do. But so this is one of the rear speakers, just like everything else. Really heavy, really sturdy, beautiful black, very simple, just elegant design. I love all of them so far. So I will start working on getting through the quick start guides, and I'll keep you guys in tune with what's going on as I'm going through this. All right, YouTube, this is the box that came with the play bar, or the sound bar. You can see right off the bat the welcome music lever. Let's get started. This must be the quick start guide. Let me open this up. So play bar, quick start guide, and then the product information. So once you open this up, you have to go to the App Store, get the Sonos app, and open this up. The second part, second part, use the Sonos app to set up the play bar. So it looks like you go through the app and then you just test out the volume. Looks pretty simple. So that's really easy. And then inside of here you have your connector to the TV. I forget what these are called. I should know that. I apologize. They connect from the soundbar to the TV. There's a port on the back of the TV. Obviously, power cord also needs to be plugged in. There's something else in here as well. Not sure what this is. Tear open the box, but and they give you an Ethernet cord, so that's nice. Nice black Ethernet cord. So set that down in there. I'm not going to need the Ethernet because I'm going to go through Wi-Fi. All right, so that's the contents that came inside the play bar box with the quick start guide. Looks like everything's super easy. Looks like everything's through the app. So as we go through that process, I will check back in as well. All right, YouTube, we have the play bar on the support rack, or the brackets on the wall that support the play bar right underneath the TV. So underneath here, I brought a light with me so you guys can see. You can see all the connections. And what's nice about this bracket, and I'll put a link to the bracket in the description, it leaves you space so that you can put the wires up behind and then go right into the TV, which lets you hide the wires and just looks cleaner. So if we come in behind here, you can see the wires coming up through there, and then they go right into your optical digital, which is right there. So get those plugged in, but you can see the wires coming right up through behind the soundbar, and then going right into the back of the TV, which works out pretty great. All right, we'll get these things hooked up and I'll be back with you. All right, YouTube, as you can tell, not wearing the same clothes. This is a couple days after I did the unboxing portion of this video. I did get everything hooked up. I will show you. It's super easy. The app, literally you just walk through the app to do everything for the setup. The only two things that really have any wires, well, only one has wires, which is the soundbar that goes right underneath the TV that connects to the TV. Everything else is just a power plug. So both the Sonos ones is just a power plug, and the bass or the subwoofer is also just a power plug. All of those connect to the main system or the play bar through a wireless or Bluetooth connectivity. So you walk through the app, the Sonos app. Super simple. You press the back of the buttons for most of them and the side button for the play bar. They sync. The only thing that gets a little bit tricky with the setup is once you link all of them together, they see them as totally separate speaker systems, like you're going to use them strictly for music and either in different rooms. If you are going to use them for a surround sound system, you will need to group them all into the same room on the app. And then it'll ask you to use them as a surround sound. It'll link if you have two Sonos ones for your kind of side rear speakers, they'll link them as a left and right. That process is super easy through the app. It tells you exactly what to do. Literally all the connectivity for all of the speakers is like 1 or 2 slides per speaker in the app. So it's super simple. And as you link those left and rights, it goes through that process. It squares itself off. It knows how far you are from sitting. You actually sit on the couch and it calculates how far you are away from those speakers. They connect those two, then they connect all of them together to create a 5.1, essentially the surround sound system for your specific room. If you're not going to use them all as a surround sound system, you bought them for different rooms, it's not really an issue. You're just going to be plugging them in and connecting them to the app and putting them in their different rooms through the app. So The setup was an absolute breeze. I had no issues with anything. The app was very intuitive. Let me take that back. The one issue I did have was connecting to my Wi-Fi. I got to the point where I just had to I have the Google Wi-Fi mesh pods. I had to bring one of the Google Wi-Fi mesh pods down and actually Ethernet connect it from the Google pod into the sound bar. So when I did that, it connected fine, and I left it connected to the Google pod until I was done connecting all of them and connecting them for the room for the surround sound, and then everything's been perfect since. So I've had them. I did the initial part of this video with the unboxing last week when I received them in the mail. So I got to use them this weekend. My wife and I watched Marvel Endgame, so I actually got to use the speakers and be able to give you a review on actually how they sound as well. That's why I wanted to wait. But the connectivity to the Wi-Fi was the only thing I had, and it wasn't accepting my password even though I put the right password in. But once I hardwired it, and you kept it hardwired during the entire setup process, no issue beyond that. Every time I come down and use it since that point, they've clicked on, and I've had no dropouts or anything like that. So from a setup standpoint, it's really great, really simple. One issue with just the Wi-Fi connectivity that was taken care of with just a hardwire. So be prepared that if you do have that Wi-Fi connectivity issue, you will have to connect them directly to your router. And it was easier for me to bring my router or my Google Wi-Fi mesh pod to the soundboard than it was to take my soundboard to my router. So I had the ability, if you can't really move your router, you're gonna have to take the soundboard up there, just plug it in and then connect it through an Ethernet cord. But setup's great. The boxing like we went through was great. All the packaging was really great, just sleek, stylish, put a lot of time into it. So next part of this video, let's get into, we'll walk through the app itself and some of the features I've used so far and the sound quality. All right, so let's get into the overall experience with the Sonos surround sound. So right off the bat, the price point is horrible. I mean, they're super expensive. That's why it took me such a long time to actually pull the trigger on getting these. I've always heard amazing things about the sound quality, and then I love good audio, especially when you're listening to music. Having like your own kind of movie theater at home has always been a thing that I've always wanted to be able to do. But the price point is just awful. And I get it. I get the quality behind it. I get everything that goes with it. But when you compare it to other brands in the market, that is a 5.1 surround sound with a sound bar, it is really pricey. So price point kind of stinks. But from a quality standpoint, ease of use, just not only quality of the sound, but quality of the actual products, what they're made of. They feel super sturdy, really heavy. It feels like everything's real quality. There's really great nuances and things that were thought about. For instance, on the Sonos ones, they obviously can sit flat on a surface, and the power cords go into the bottom. So instead of having them go, into the bottom and usually you have a little bit of tilting, they actually bent the power cords like into an L. So they actually slide up into a notch underneath. So the seamlessness of the cord coming out of the bottom of the Sonos allows it to sit completely flat, does not obstruct. Little things like that you don't get out of all the other companies. I did get a stand. I know from the first video, I didn't order a stand yet. One of my Sonos is gonna sit actually on a table, the Sonos ones, and then the other Sonos one is gonna actually be on a stand. I'll put a picture for that right now. It'll come up on the video. I'll put a link for it from Amazon below. I think it was around 79 bucks for just one of the stands. I only had to get one, which was nice. Really high quality for the stand as well. Fit right onto the Sonos one, no issue there. The cords all go down through the tubing and then come out the bottom, and you kind of get to hide all that. And depending on where your plug is, it determines how well it can be hidden. But the stand that I got, I really like. Like I said, I'll link that below, but high quality, so props to them for that as well. So from a sound perspective, these are definitely the best speakers I've ever heard. I know it doesn't mean much, but for instance, we were watching Endgame over the weekend, not used to 5.1 surround sound. So it was at a point in the movie where something actually like crashed behind the back left from where we sit on the couch, enough that it was so crystal clear that both my wife and I actually turned our heads and looked up our steps, which would be the side of where the speaker was going. And I was like, what was that? And then realized it was actually the speaker and the sound coming from the movie. So like from a clarity perspective and just timing and all of that, I'm not going to go into real, I don't have all the fine tuning words or whatever the verbiage for AV and all of the stuff that goes with that, but just sound quality is unbelievable. Loudness is unbelievable. The bass boost is really, really, really good. And actually playing with that bass boost up and down, you get to a point where like I was able to almost rattle my entire basement because the bass can get so high, and that was only like one tick above the midway. So I currently have it set at the midway. It rumbles really, really well, and like I said, that's only midpoint. So bass is super powerful. Soundbar is super powerful. Was able to watch some sporting events this weekend. Watching some soccer with the soundbar. That all sounded great. Just crystal clear. You can really, on the app, you can fluctuate with all the settings, the treble, the bass, anything you want to do to kind of manipulate and tweak the settings exactly how you want them. That's all right from your phone, which is great. When the Sonos is powered up and you're watching TV, the app will auto pop up on your phone as just kind of like a little notification on the top. At least it does on the Google Pixel. And then you can adjust the volume rate from your phone as well. So you don't actually have to reach for the remote for your TV or however you have that linked to your TV. It all works right from your phone. When you're doing the setup, one more thing as well, you actually turn off your internal speakers for your TV and they just work through the Sonos. So on the TV that I have, which is an LG, when I click the volume for the TV to turn the volume up and down, which ultimately turns the Sonos up and down, I have a little like no volume or like a no smoking sign that just shows up on the TV for a couple seconds. Not really that big of a deal. They said in the setup of the app that that may occur on certain model TVs and some it doesn't. So on my LG, it does do that. But on your TV, it may not. So it's not too big of an annoyance. But sound quality is amazing. Price is kind of crappy. Quality of the products and ease of use. And the other thing I have been getting, which I really like, I've been getting emails through Sonos for helpful tips. So just learning how to navigate everything, all of the things you can do with Sonos and connecting them through other rooms or linking them, into one room like I have them, or switching that up, and all of the different capabilities of the Sonos speakers. They give you those in an email. I think I get them weekly, and it's just a nice added bonus to the whole experience, so that you're not leaving anything out of what you actually paid for. So I do like that. I usually find that annoying, but in this case, because the capabilities are quite vast and I'm just kind of scratching the surface of what they can do and all the different things, I do like that. The other thing with your phone, if you do play music through the Sonos speakers, when you pull up your Pandora, I was trying to figure this out myself and actually read it through the email. When you pull up your Pandora, there'll be like it's kind of like the screencast when you do your mobile phone to like a TV. There's a little screencast button and you just click that and it automatically sends everything right to your Sonos speaker. So it's that easy, right from the Pandora app. I did it and boom, sound went right to the Sonos. Quality was unbelievable. As always, the bass was really, really good. So both movie quality through the TV and both through a smartphone or through any type of app, whether you're doing XM or whether you're doing Pandora or whatever that sounds like, just super, super impressed. So if I would do it all over again, I would absolutely buy this setup. I was really teetering between the 3.1, which would just be the soundbar and the bass or the subwoofer. I'm glad I went with the 5.1 because I think adding the two Sonos One speakers in the left and right rear, it really adds to the whole volume or the whole experience of if you are watching a movie, which is really what I got these for. Entertaining purposes with music, it'll be great. But even with just the soundbar and the subwoofer, they would be plenty loud enough for entertainment purposes from a music perspective, I believe. But the submersive sound experience with the movies and TV shows or whatever you're watching is really what I wanted to get the Sonos for. So absolutely love them. I think they're worth all the money you have to pay for them. I haven't know how to use the customer service yet, but the emails with that type of customer service or the helpful hints has been great. So if you're looking into them and you're on the fence and you want to kind of create your own submersive theater at your own house, or you just want to have multi-room connected sound or music experiences throughout your house, they are as good as everybody says they are. The quality is definitely there, and I would recommend them to a friend or to anyone who's definitely interested. So if you liked the video or you enjoyed the video, please hit a like or subscribe. I got plenty more review videos coming out. If there's anything you'd like to see me review, I can see if I have it or see if I already own it, or if I'm looking into it, could push me over the edge to go ahead and buy it. But that's the wrap. That's the Sonos 5.1 surround sound system. Thank you.